it's still there. You just have to look pretty hard for it. It's not in our textbooks. We don't learn about it, and some of these historical places don't necessarily teach about it. So that's one of our goals this year, is to bring that information back to the forefront and make it more available for people. A history of hemp, of the hemp industry in Kentucky. These type of books. There's
Who wrote that?
James F. Hopkins.
So this is the Thomas and Peter January blog. Peter was the father and Thomas was the son. This was Thomas January's house, which is a good example of the wealth they accumulated as they manufactured and processed hemp. And this was built in 1818. So, and it says Thomas January, Hemp Manufacturing, 2nd Street. And it was published shortly after he moved to this location. So, it's pretty cool. We'll keep it moving. Your house used to belong to one of the hemp manufacturers here. He's like, oh yeah, the Scott family. And I was like, yeah. And so, 1893. So it was later on, as they had accumulated the wealth. Like I said, a lot of these, especially Percival Scott would have started the hemp factory, and then this is his son's house. So it just shows how significant hemp was and how much wealth they accumulated off that industry as the years went on. So that's why these blocks are so long, because they had to have room for the rope walks and that manufacturing. Or it's basically like a wheel, and it had prongs, and you would put the hemp after it had been retted and spun on the prongs, and then men would go back and walk all the way back and do the ropes. So they were really, really, really long buildings.
Etc. But the primary cash crop was hemp. I don't know exactly how many acres Henry Clay had in hemp, but he grew thousands and thousands of pounds of it over the course of his career, and harvested it, had it made into primarily rope and bagging for the cotton industry. We'll talk.
More hemp history. It's just everywhere. This sandwich is called the Gatewood, named after Gatewood Galbraith, who was one of the biggest hemp advocates. And we're going to take a picture with our flag and represent Kentucky hemp on Capitol Hill, Kentucky Capitol Hill.
Go Bernie!
Go Bernie!